Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whatever time you're watching this at. I wish you whatever wishes you want to receive. Anyway, I'm just going nuts here. It's my coffee. It's my fucking coffee. Anyway, we are reading Mastery by Robert Greene, and I'm gonna use an example here to go ahead and talk about the idea that I want to talk about. Okay, the topic of this video is how can I create an environment for myself in order to be in a constant learning state. I made a couple of videos about having a mentor in your life and a teacher who you can aspire to be like. It's great to have such masters, teachers who can give us the right guidance we need, but what if we cannot afford education? What if our paths don't cross a wise person's path? What if our teachers are not genuine? Well, sometimes what happens is even our teachers are just doing the teaching job in order to get by in their own life. So they're not really passionate about teaching you. They're just doing their job to get money and raise their family. I mean, it's understandable, right? Because we all need jobs. And unfortunately, some people end up in the jobs they don't like. So we can only forgive that situation, but we're still gonna learn. We're not gonna stop, right? So the example that I really want to use here is of a man who did not have a formal education and a teacher, but he created wonders. I'm talking about one of the most influential man who walked on this planet, a savvy businessman, and he's known for owning 1,000 patents for his inventions. He gave us a gift of electric light bulb and phonograph. You know who I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, Thomas, wait for it, Edison. Thomas Edison. Well, Thomas Edison, when he was 12 years old, he started taking care of himself and his family. He had to support his financial needs at that early age. He would sell newspapers in train, and he would travel around in the city of Michigan to find job. At the age of 15, he interned at a telegraph company. Okay, he had a curiosity about science, physics, and machines and gadget, things of that nature. He really was curious about how to fix things, especially watches. So he'll unscrew all the watches and put them back together, and he was good at it. His example's right here. Let me just quickly read this. From a very early age, Edison became used to doing things for himself by necessity. His family was poor, and by the age of 12, he had to earn money to help his parents. He sold newspapers on trains and traveling around the native Michigan for his job. He developed an ardent curiosity about everything he saw. He wanted to know how things worked, machines, gadgets, anything with moving parts. With no schools or teachers in his life, he turned to books, particularly anything he could find on science. He began to conduct his own experiments in the basement of his family home, and he taught himself how to take part and fix any kind of watch. At the age of 15, he apprenticed as a telegraph operator, then spent years traveling across the country plying his trade. He had no chance for formal education, and nobody crossed his path who could serve as a teacher or mentor. And so in lieu of that, in every city he spent time in, he frequented public library. One book that crossed his path played a decisive role in his life. Michael Faraday's 2-volume Experimental Researches in Electricity. He had a favorite book. We should all have one. This book became for Edison what the improvement of mind had been for Faraday. So even Faraday, Michael Faraday, had a book, what he used to look up to. It gave him a systematic approach to science and a program for how to educate himself in the field that now obsessed him, electricity. So I mean, this is a very cool example of how you can create your own environment. Like, he did not have the perfect circumstances, but he found a way, you know, and he created wonders. You know, gave us a gift that we just are using at every second of our day. Electricity, it's everywhere, right? And I was reading an article. I mean, this is so funny about our society. I was reading an article and it said that if Thomas Edison was born in our times, he would have been deemed to be a case of ADHD. And what happens to ADHD kids? I mean, they are put under medication to be quote-unquote normal. So glad that he wasn't born in our times. But I mean, every event happens for a reason, and he left us a gift, a legacy, and we can learn from him for sure. Watch this video. I'm in the nature, and I'm going to talk about 5 steps, five things that you can do for yourself in order to create yourself an environment of constant learning. Check it out. Enjoy. Take care.